electric vehicle be a muscle car? Absolutely not. So Dodge comes out with this 2024. Supposedly that's what it's going to look like. It's kind of like a concept car. 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona SRT Banshee. That's a lot of words for an electric car. They're trying to make it sound really cool. There was a Pontiac Banshee. There was a Yamaha Banshee. I don't know why they're slapping the name Banshee on this stupid thing. And most of all, they're calling it a muscle car. Oldsmobile Rocket 88 303 cubic inch V8. It's one of the original muscle cars. 1966 GTO with a 389 V8. That's a muscle car. We had Chevelles, Novas, the old Chargers, the old Challengers. Those were muscle cars. A car that was a certain shape. It was basically a sick looking car with a V8 in it. It had a V8. Now they're pushing this thing. It's got a weird sound to it. The thing sounds like a pissed off Puma. So it's an electric vehicle. You can't call a car with an electric motor a muscle car. It looks nice. I mean, the thing's sick. I like it. I would drive that thing if it had a V8. I think the design's sick. It's really good outside. It's not a muscle car. A muscle car, by true definition, is a car that had a V8 engine. And we've tried to replicate those cars, at least Dodge has. And they threw Hemis in them. But you can't sit here and make a car that looks like a muscle car and throw batteries in it. Just the past couple of years, that's how this society has been, pushing things. Having things pushed onto you and calling them what they're not. Now, I'm not gonna get into other politics about that. We're gonna stick to the cars today. And they're pushing electric cars. They're pushing them hard. I read a couple days ago, California was talking about banning production of gasoline engines soon. As far as I'm concerned, California can crack off the United States and float over to Japan. Now, this thing's sick. I mean, I think it's gonna have almost 800 horsepower. I would probably drive it. If I had the money, I would probably get one. You know they're gonna be expensive, but I can't call it a muscle car. Nobody can call it a muscle car. A muscle car has a V8 engine in the transmission, and it's usually rear-wheel drive. Now, what about the carbon footprint? Remember like 10 years ago, we used to always talk about carbon footprint. Don't leave your light bulb on, you're gonna leave a carbon footprint. What about the carbon footprint when everybody has electric vehicles? There's gotta be another term after carbon footprint because we're gonna be flying over the word carbon footprint at this point. And wasn't Elon Musk just having a problem with battery shortage? All of a sudden, Ford comes out with a pickup truck. Ram wants to come out with a pickup truck. Now this thing comes out. Where are we gonna get all these batteries from? And they only last 5 to 7 years. The Tesla only lasts 5 to 7 years. And you're gonna pay up to $12,000 to have a new battery pack put in it. And they're thinking about having a battery pack station where you come in, slide the old battery pack out, put a new battery pack in, which is cool concept, technology. We're all geeks. Yeah, it's really cool. It is. But electricity comes from somewhere. It comes from a power plant. Are we gonna have more power plants? I have no idea. But as of right now, look at your electric bill. Imagine your electric bill when you have an electric vehicle or 2 electric vehicles, 3 electric vehicles that you gotta charge every day. And there's like different levels of charging. Level 1, 2, and 3, if you got a Tesla. Level 1, it can take up to 40 hours to charge your car because it's slow charge. Level 2, it can do it within a day. And level 3, you can charge anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes. Now, say you're stuck somewhere and your battery's dead. Or you're at the mall with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend. Like, oh shoot, my battery's dead. I gotta sit here and wait 20 minutes. And that's a speed charge. That's a supercharge. If you ran out of gas and you were at the mall, you can call your buddy or a tow truck or AAA and they can come down, throw fuel in it, and you can go along your way. There's just this little patience thing you gotta learn. It's gonna take a lot more time to charge the thing. And the sound thing, like the exhaust sound it makes, it sounds weird. It's a good idea, it's a good concept. When you watch it on a video, it sounds pretty cool. But how's it gonna sound in person? It sounds like an emaciated puma. I don't know, you're replicating a sound digitally, and it's just, you're never gonna get that true sound of a V8. And what's gonna happen with these electric vehicles? Like, this vehicle isn't gonna become a classic in 25 years. You would have gone through about 4 or 5 batteries before you even make it 20 years, if it even lasts that long. It would have to be updated so many times too. Look at your phone, look at your TV, your Xbox, your PlayStation. Those things gotta be updated constantly. And when you don't have an update, you can't use it. You gotta wait to update it. So what's with the updates in these things? If you even keep it 5 years, 10 years. But a muscle car, becomes an antique and then a classic. And it's got a V8 in it. They can be restored, they can be built. What happens when you wanna pop the hood and show your kid an engine? When it's just you probably can't even see the batteries in this thing. They're probably packed in the frame like a mule in the cartel. You can't open valve covers and show rockers and push rods and take the heads off, lifters and a cam swap and pull all pistons and actually put your all into something like restore every piece and hone and clean and throw headers on. You're not gonna be able to do any of that. Yes, you'll have computers, you can, modify these things. And some of the Teslas, they're very fast. They go to the track running 8s and 9s, and they plug computers in them and they adjust things that way. Again, it'll be fun to have that kind of power, 800 to 900 horsepower on a vehicle. And I'm sure it's impressive. The torque is ridiculous on these things, absolutely ridiculous. But again, it is no muscle car. Here's the video of the unveiling of this thing.
All muscle, all electric.
Did you see the emblem on the side of that thing? Instead of being like a Hellcat or a Demon, it looks like the Flash comic. That dude that's running with the little whisker on the side of this thing. And I don't mind batteries, man. My phone's got a battery in it. My laptop has a battery in it. I got a lot of things that have batteries in it. I'm a carpenter. I got every tool I got is battery operated. It's cool to go from a cord to a battery because you don't have the cord in the way. The battery's great. It's a great thing. So when it comes to vehicles, they're trying to get rid of fuel. They're trying to ban diesels over in Europe. I think they already started banning the production of diesel engines. Why can't we keep fuel vehicles? There'll still be fuel vehicles in the road for a long time. They're just going to ban production at some point. But why not, with the technology we have, come out with a fuel that burns cleaner, that can give you the same octane reading? There's got to be technology out there that can do that, where we can make our own we got GMO foods. Why can't we make GMO fuel? Why can't we make our own fuel? Why do we have to use natural resources? We have synthetic oil. Why can't we have synthetic fuel? That's where I think the technology should go. I think they're pushing this too hard, just like everything else. I don't know if you've been around watching the news. They're pushing on social media. They're pushing everything. It seems like society's just being pushy, and they're just, bam, electric vehicles. Well, let's work on fuel. Let's work on the technology for fuel for a little bit. I bet we can come up with something. There's gotta be someone smart out there that can come up with a synthetic fuel that burns great with the same octane that our engines now require. And it doesn't matter if I'm ready for electric vehicles. I just think there needs to be more thinking and enjoying the ability to teach your kids, as I was taught, having that hood open, sticking your head in there and working on it all day. The rumble of a V8, keeping classic American muscle alive. I was at the dealership about 6 months ago, and one of the salesmen was shaking his head like this. He looked all distraught. I'm like, what's the matter? He goes, SRT is no longer going to be SRT. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, they get rid of the muscle car. No more V8s. I'm like, wow. I mean, it's kind of depressing. And they're putting 6-cylinder turbos in cars. And again, that's not American muscle either. American muscle is V8. It's not a 6-cylinder with a turbo. I'd still drive one. I'd get one. It's cool. It's fast. It's sick. But it's not a V8. And eliminating V8s, it's just complete nonsense. Because my V8 outside with the cam and heads that runs 12s, if I drive it normal, I get 18 to 20 miles a gallon. And because we're knocking it down 2 cylinders to a 6-cylinder and slapping a turbo on it, somehow it's more efficient and it's helping the earth. It's cutting down emissions. Get out of here. Nonsense. But this is not a muscle car. It never will be if it's electric. It never will be. A true muscle car is a stylish vehicle with a V8 engine that rumbles, that you can feel, that you can modify, that you can put your heart and soul into. Burning fuel, smelling that exhaust, laying rubber, and just inhaling America. Just pure American muscle. That's what American muscle is. This is not American muscle. And think about the transition from going gasoline to electric in the industry. The production of all the jobs that are gonna be lost. We already have robots that are taking over jobs. Now we got robots making batteries. Yeah, the body, the chassis has to be made, but as far as the powertrain, what's gonna happen to all like the Meinekes and the Midases, Lose Custom Exhaust? Exhaust shops would be going out of business. Oil change places would be going out of business. When I was growing up, I loved doing my own oil change. I felt like it gave the damn engine 5 more horsepower. It's awesome. It felt smoother. You were proud of your engine. You're like, yeah, I'm driving this thing, change the oil. Yeah, let's go to AutoZone. But what's gonna happen to all the jobs? All these places around that maintain gasoline vehicles, what's gonna happen to them all? You have millions of people out of work. I understand that some of them can transition certain areas. Like you can still do tires, you can still fix rims, do auto body work. But all these places that specialize in transmission and gasoline engines, they're gonna be gone. It's a beautiful car with a battery. Now, I'm not knocking Dodge. I love Rams, we have TunedRAMS. We got a lot of trucks, and I love Challengers, I love Chargers. And I like this car. I think it's cool. I would, they're gonna ask a lot of money for this thing, but if I could afford one, I'd probably get one. But you can't call it a muscle car. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think about this. And I want to know what you guys think what true American muscle is. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned.